Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Good to see you guys. Please, as you come, please let's share this message. Invite people, invite friends, family. As you come, please do that. Uh-huh. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Please share, please. I will also like you to join my YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel. It's called Matilda Susan Buckner. You can join it, um, and please share. And also, if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and also on my Facebook. So whenever I'm online, you're gonna have a ding or something to let you know that I'm online. Hopefully, the internet is going good so far. You guys can hear me. The picture is okay. Um, hope everything is good. Let's please do share this message. Let's share this message, and I'm gonna start talking. I'm actually trying to share this message also so I can invite few people to come and be with us. Yeah, so you do the same too. While I'm doing this, you do the same thing too. Okay, so what am I talking about today? How to deal with emotional aftershock, like with divorce or separation or death of a loved one. How can you deal with it? So I'm gonna be talking about that today. So, and if I finish this one today and we have one more and we're gonna round it all up and we're gonna start a new thing on Wednesday by the grace of God. Okay? So, emotional aftershock trauma runs through your nervous system for people who don't know. It runs through your nervous system following physical trauma. For example, for one, number one, ways that you feel like numbness motion going through into shock and temporarily paralyze you whenever you're going through divorce or separation. That is what happened to your body. So these enable some people to continue functioning for a period of time, right? Some people might be going through shock or anything. They will be fine. They look good, even though they lost their loved one, like a husband or wife or a child or something like that. They go through that. They will go because everything just numb. Your nervous system just numb. So you look at the person looks fine, but in reality, the person is not really good, right? We'll all go through that. So when wearing off the pain suddenly will unbearable, right? After that numbness on wore off of you, it's unbearable. That is why a lot of people today they take drugs, they take alcohol, like just to numb themselves, not to think about it, which is not a good thing for them to do, right? Whenever you go through a job loss, for example, maybe you were a successful person and all of a sudden everything just vanished. You go through emotional shock, whether you like it or not, it does happen. So people who have been hurt can be dangerous. Anybody that has been hurt in the past can be dangerous. It is like a dog who is in a great pain but cannot get closer to for its help, right? When a dog is in so much pain, cannot go closer for help. You cannot go closer to the dog for help because even though, like for example, a dog runs through in great pain. Can you dare go close to that dog? That dog is gonna bite your head off. It's gonna bite something off of you because you cannot. That is what happened to people that go through divorce or separation. You cannot go closer to them to help when they are hurting. That is not a good time for you to help them because they might just bite you right off. So let's look at First Corinthians. What does First Corinthians 13, verse 15 say? It says, real love is not easily provoked. Real love is not easily provoked. There is an anger that is right, and that is and that emotion that will allow you to make right decisions, to do right decision and do right things, right? So real love is not easily provoked. When you love somebody, you don't provoke them. You don't do something to hurt them. But listen to this: ungodly anger will cause you to do wrong things and hurt other people because you have been hurt. Listen, oh, let me say this again. Ungodly anger, when you are not a Christian, you are not a lover of Jesus, you are not a lover of God. When you are angry, that will cause you to do wrong thing. So when you're angry, when you're mad at something, it will cause you to do wrong thing like taking drug, injecting yourself. That ungodly people will get because they're hurting, they don't know what to do, so they're gonna take drugs. They're gonna take alcohol to hurt themselves. Ungodly anger will cause you to do wrong things and hurt other people because you are hurting. So when you're ungodly, you are angry, or you are mad, you will do things wrong and you will try to hurt other people just because you're hurting. You cannot deal with your own hurt. You cannot deal with your own pain because you're hurting and you don't know how to deal with it. You will go and hurt somebody else, which is wrong because that is what ungodly people do. They will always try to hurt other people just because they're hurting. That is not healthy. Let's look at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26 to 27. What does Ephesians 4, 26, 27 says? It says, be angry and do not sin. When you're angry at something, you're frustrated, you are irritated, or you're hurting, do not sin. It's okay for you to hurt. Okay, but do not sin when you're angry. Do not sin because God does not want that. Do not let the sun goes down on your wrath. Whenever you're angry, boy, before you go to bed, make sure you deal with all the stuff. Get rid of them. Go to bed. Start a new day. Don't get up in the same mood that you went to bed because it's not good. You should be getting up every day, refresh, renew in your spirit, in your mind, in your thinking and everything. No negativity. When you're angry, please try not to sin. 27 said, not give place to evil. Do not give place to evil whenever you are hurting. Do not. Anger is a temporal attitude which can cause behavior with permanent effect. That's what it does. When you're angry, you do something terrible, and then afterwards you regret what you've done. Do not sin when you're angry, right? So many separations are in the result of somebody temporarily or and permanently affected or temporarily affected. The fit of anger of things said in anger, right? We always say things that we really don't mean, and afterwards we have to pay for it. I will say some things nasty about my spouse or my wife, and then later on, I don't really mean it. Just because I'm hurting, I don't know how to deal with my hurt, so now I'm gonna pass it on to my spouse because that's what a lot of people do. Like when you're angry, you pass it on to your friends, you pass it on to your neighbor, you pass it on to people just because you are hurting inside and you don't know how to deal with it. So somebody else have to pay for it. That is not a good way to deal with an emotional aftershock. That is not. So you can become addicted to feeling sorry for yourself and ruin your whole life. Don't be that kind of person that is always feels sorry for themselves, because there are a lot of people today, they feel sorry for themselves. They want everybody to pity them. Oh, you poor thing. Oh wow, look, you're going through that. Oh no. People are always looking for Oh my God, we are supposed to go through trials and tribulations. That is just part of life. When you have Jesus Christ in you, when you have Jesus Christ inside of you, when you're going through like a separation or divorce or whatever it is, hey, you go to God because He wants to free you. He came to liberate you. So, who's the best person you think that you should go to when you're hurting? Not alcohol, not drugs, but God. Say, God, I am hurting and I need your help. That is who you are supposed to go to. Nobody else but that. God, Jesus, because He came to set us free. So, pain is a serious thing. We need to know that a pain is a serious thing, and we'll all go through pain every day. So, when pain strikes, reasons vanish that lead to irritating things, right? Pain. So you sell yourself short after because the pain strike, when it strike, it leads you to irritating things. You will say irritated things. You will talk things that you really don't mean. A lot of people get married in pain, believe it or not. But because they think they are not getting younger. How many young women today are getting married because of pain? They're getting married. Well, I'm not getting younger anymore. Well, I need to get married. I need to have children. So they are rushing to get married and end up hurting themselves, right? They always think that this is my last time. Pain is fear in action. Whenever you are in pain, is because you're fear in action. You're afraid of something. Pain always begins with the fear of some kind. Fear usually stems from insecurity. That's what fear. Insecurity from not having a firm foundation of love or trust. That's what happened. Fear is never of God. God never created fear. He says in 2 Timothy verse 1 to 7, said, for God has not given us the spirit of fear. So, but power, love, and sound mind. So even that word, just meditate on that word. Whenever you are scared of something, well, some people might be scared. So well, I don't want to leave this abusive relationship because I'm scared. How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to take care of my children? Oh, da 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 da. But if you reflect on those words, that just meditate as well, say, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind. That is what God has given us. He has given us power, He has given us love, and He has given us, we need to have a sound mind, not fear. A sound mind means correct thinking. When you have a sound mind, you think correctly. When you don't have a sound mind, you start thinking foolishly. You start making the devil interfere with your thinking, and you start all kind of garbage start flooding your mind. But God has not given us, He has given us a sound mind, correct thinking. You need to stop the minute fear strike and start thinking. So you need to do that. Don't be always in thinking negativity, all kind of thing. Because some people, their mind is just full of negativity. They're full of fear. Fear is so obsessed with fear in their mind. Everything that they will never think about anything positive but fear. Something fear. Oh my God, my wife is gonna leave me. Oh, my husband is gonna leave me. Oh, what's gonna happen? How can I take care of my children? But God has given us power and love and sound mind. We need to be thinking about good thought, not stinky thinking. Stinky thinking. Let me say this: the shadow of death will never kill anyone. Yet David wrote that he will not fear the shadow of death. That is what David says in Psalm 23, verse 4. He said, I will not fear the shadow of death. We are not supposed to be scared of death, but a lot of people are scared of dying today. We should not be. Fear. Don't be scared to die. Make sure you're living what God called you to do. Whenever God is ready for you, you're gonna go. You're not gonna know, but live every day as if it's your last day here on earth. That is how you're supposed to be living your life. Like every day is your last day here on earth. Live it. Live and forgive people. Live with love. Most of our fear turn out to be shadow and not real thing. A lot of the things that people are scared of are just shadow. Insecurity breeds fear. Whenever you are insecure about something, brings fear. So whenever you start to not sound, whenever you start to feel fear, know that there is something that you are insecure about, because you were hurt because you are afraid to trust anyone else in your life. Well, I was hurt once. So now I'm not going to date anybody. I'm not going to. You need to get healed first. Get this straight. You need to get healed first. And then once you are healed properly, now you can get into another relationship. But if you're not healed, but you're fear, oh, well, this guy treated me this mean. So I will never date any guy anymore. Or you start thinking, oh, I got divorced. So I don't think I should get married again. I failed in my relationship, so that means I'm a failure. You start bringing up all these kind of excuses. Don't be filling your head with a lot of excuses. You fail, yes, you fail. Get up, shake it off, dust it off, and move on. Repent, ask for forgiveness to God, and ask God to help you and renew you, your mind, your heart, and everything, and move on. That is not the end of your life. Mood swings are when 1 minute you think I can stand it without him. I really miss that idiot. Like that's what he said. Oh, I can't stand him. I can't stand her. Oh, I missed her. Oh, I need to get back together. Oh, yeah, although they're abusing me. Oh, all the kind of thing you start thinking about that. That's mood swing, guys. If 1 minute I love my wife, the next minute I hate her. I love my husband 1 minute, I hate my husband in 1 minute. I love my children 1 minute, I hate my children 1 minute. But that's mood swing. We need to heal ourselves properly. So the other thing, women usually say, or men, they will say, who needs him? Who needs her? I can do better off without him. That is called mixed feeling, or a maintenance contact, if you might say that. So, where the person is willing to settle for limited contact because rather than totally separation. It's like, well, we can just do this. Let's just separate. Let's just this. You start making things up. You want to be with the person at the same time you don't want to be with the person. That's called mood swing. I want to be with her. I love her. And then I hate her. I don't want to be with her. That is not a healthy life to live. That is not a healthy way to live. 1 minute you hate the person, 1 minute you love them, 1 minute you can't live without them. Next minute I can live without you. I don't want to have anything with you. That's mixed feelings. When you can live in love, when you can live in happiness, but you don't. you spend so much time dealing with things that you are not supposed to be dealing with. The important things, you don't deal with them at all. It's only the foolish things. It is very unfortunate. Okay, let's talk about a little bit breakdown. Let's see if I can round it up. And then we'll have one more, and then I'm going to start something new. If you have any suggestion that you would like me to start, you can comment it on the comment box here, and I can look into it. So let's talk about the breakdown, like breakdowns or escapism. Something that you just want to escape. You don't want to deal with the stuff. You just try to escape it. This is when the ability to handle stress is tested. Sometimes our ability, our stress is tested when people are sometimes go through breakdown. Stress strikes to the extreme when uh, um, something break down, right? Nerve do not break down. What breakdown really is? The person mentality, mental capacity. That's what breaks down. Because your nerve can never break down. It's just your mental capacity that breaks down. We try to escape things. Something that is not real, or something that some kind of fantasy. Some people always try to escape to that. A lot of people deny what happened to their life when they're going through separation or divorce. They deny it. Oh wow, this is not real. This is not this daydreaming, but it's reality. They try to numb that. They try not to think about it. And whenever it comes, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, that person was doing so good. What happened? Because they were trying to numb everything, right? There are people living in various stages of emotion after shock and breakdown following separation or divorce. There are a lot of that. So many of them are good looking, well dressed people. They smile, but they are not dealing with it reality of their separation or their divorce. They are living in some kind of fantasy. So I'm just going to talk about like some survival mechanism, right? What they usually do. Various techniques, right? For handling separation or death or divorce, like stuff like that. Like somebody died, your loved one died, or going through divorce or separation or stuff like that. So there are four choices on how to handle your loss of a relationship. There are four choices. I'm gonna go through them really fast. So number one, do you avoid facing this situation? Are you the person that always avoid to face the situation? Mentally, emotionally, or literally. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't even want to cry about it or stuff like that. This means that you got caught up in all of the emotions and choose to maintain contact, getting lost in the group or moving into isolation. So that is what people do. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to talk about it. So they just go into isolations. Okay. You should avoid facing the last. That means you refuse to talk about it. You need to refuse to talk about it. Talk about it. You avoid people who want to ask you questions. You avoid situation that reminds you of the past. That is how some people deal with this, right? Trying to survive a divorce or separation. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want people to ask them questions. They don't want to be reminded about it. They just want it to be dead. But you need to talk about it, like seriously, because that's how you're going to get healed. That is how you're going to learn. So, oh, this is what I did wrong. Oh, I remember not to do it next time. Number two, do you escape the situation in some ways? Because a lot of people escape the situation. About talking about the divorce or separation, they escape it. Do you move into a fantasy world or into a quick new relationship? Are you the kind of person that move into, well, I've this guy dumped me or this woman dumped me, so mom, let me just move into another relationship. Are you that kind of person? Do you move into a fantasy world? Like you just move into your own world that nobody is in it but only you. People try to escape one hurt by placing by getting into another relationship with another. And number three, do you deny what happened? This is one this one is more serious because it leads to mental or nervous breakdown when you deny what happened in the relationship. I know a few people that would deny, oh, that never happened, but it did happen. They don't want to accept it that it happened. Denial is a serious problem when you deny something. It's a serious problem among that lot of our world people today. They deny. Like they feel to admit that they're hurting. They feel that when they admit that they're hurting, that means they have failed their faith for like the Christian people. They have failed. Oh, I'm a failure. I'm a total failure. I failed. So they will not admit it. They will go to church praising Jesus, hallelujah, glory be to God, but they're hurting inside and they will never ask for help because they are denying that no, that never happened, but which it did happen, that you need to actually deal with that issue. The other thing that the Christian people do that have gone through divorce or separation, what they do also, they 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 pray louder for others. They will pray for other people, but they will not pray for themselves or ask people to help them, to admit. You simply need to say, help me. Can anyone pray for me? Whenever you're going through, ask somebody to pray for you. If you cannot pray for yourself and you know you're going through something, ask somebody else to pray for you. Don't deny that you're hurting. Don't deny the reality. Don't deny it. Because some people would deny it in public. Oh yes, I'm fine. When they put up a face or they put up a thing that no, I'm not really good. I'm not really good. I'm really hurting, and this separation is really killing me, or this divorce is really killing me, and I really need help. Can you help me in prayer? Can you pray about this so and so situation? Because I don't know how to handle it. But some people will go home after church or something, and they will just toss and turn, twist and turn, toss and turn all through the night. They have no sleep, they have insomnia and all that kind of thing because that thing is bugging them. But when they are in the midst of other people, they put up a face that everything is good. You are only fooling yourself, but nobody else. It's not good. You need help. Go for help. Go to God. If you don't even want to go to anybody or explain to anybody, the best person that you can go to is God. Go on your knees, pray to God. Say, God, you know me. If you don't want to explain to anybody, you want to keep it to yourself, or you find somebody that you can trust. Go to God because He can trust. You can trust God with it. Let me say this. Real faith is more than a mental assent. Number four, do you feel do you face fact, accept reality, and move into openness requiring to deal with consequences, effort, and results? I'm sure many people will do that. They You need to accept the reality and move into openness required, right? Say, hey, this is what happened. I messed up. I did this. I did that. Whatever it is. Oh, just deal with the situation. You cannot numb it forever. You cannot cover it. You cannot bandage it. Because the day that bandage come off, my God, everything is gonna come fresh. So when this stuff happen, try to handle it right away. Heal yourself. Go to God in prayer. Fast and pray. Do whatever you can to get healed completely. So you can move into openness. It is easy for you to talk about being open, but it is hard to do it. How do I do it? There is a door that will take you into an openness, and you need to allow God to heal you. And only God can heal a broken heart. Only God can heal a broken heart. Only God can heal a broken heart. Did you hear that? Only God can heal a broken heart. So if you are broken, you need to go to God. There is a way out, a stage of recovery that is healthy, that is openness. Openness is a honest desire to face the truth and deal with the changes that is happening in your life. Openness allow you to begin making plans about your future, not spending hours reliving your past. Accept of what has happened and learn how to go on. Require openness. What may help is to understand that everyone goes through the to one degree to another, various ways. Everybody goes through it differently. Let me read and end this up with Philippians. Philippians 3, verse 13, 14 says, he said, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, calmer and reaching forward onto those things which are before. So, what does that mean? This is what Paul is saying here. He said, one thing I do is for forgetting those things which are behind. You need to forget all the things that are behind you, and you need to move forward to the things that are in front of you. Because if you keep on looking backward, you will never go forward. So that is why it is very important for always forget the past. It's behind you for a reason. So you cannot look at it. So you cannot pay attention to it. And you need to pay attention to the things that are in front of you, that are ahead of you, that in your future. Because a lot of you thinking about your past, you dwelling on your past all the time. What benefit is it gonna do to you? Nothing. This is what he's saying. You need to reach forward onto those things that are before you. Reaching forward, what is in front of you, not what has happened, what's past. Don't look at your past. Paul was talking about things in his ministry when he said this. He was looking forward to the finished work of his athlete race with honor. That is what we are supposed to be looking forward to as an individual. What am I supposed to be accomplishing here on earth? What God has created me for? Am I using my energy in the right way? Am I using my resources in the right way? Am I doing what God actually created me to do? These principles that Paul used, like looking, forget about the past and moving forward. This same principle applies to us. Moving on from the past to the future in any area. You need to move. It's past. You need to move to your future. You cannot live a healthy life and live in past, in your past relationship. You cannot. Do not let your failure of the past interfere with your future, because a lot of people today are letting their past failure to interfere with the future. Don't be that kind of person. Don't allow it. let me tell you this. There is life after divorce. There is life after separation. There is life after losing a loved one. You must first have to find your hope in God. You need to find your hope in God. When you find your hope in God, my God, you are on the right track. Let me conclude with Philippians 3:14. What Paul is saying here? He said, I press towards the mark for the prize of the higher calling of God in Christ Jesus. We need to press into the higher prize of the calling. What am I called for? What is my work here on earth? What am I supposed to be doing here on earth? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Or am I failing at my mission that I was supposed to accomplish here on earth? You need to notice here. What is Paul saying here? Paul saying, I pressed on towards the next town, the next revival, the next journey, not what's in the past, but what's ahead of me, what's gonna come next in my life, what am I gonna do next in my life, not dwelling in the past. Oh, I missed him so much. Oh, I missed her so much. Oh, God, what am I gonna do? Oh, my life is in the no. You need, okay, if happened, accept it, don't deny it, move past it, say, yes, it has happened, but God has more in stock for me. This is not it. You cannot move into openness or healing through another marriage, another boyfriend, another relationship, because a lot of people think, oh, I just need to get another boyfriend, or I just need to get another man, or everything is going to be okay. You are playing yourself. You must set your eyes on Jesus and his purpose for your life. If you are divorced or have been through kind of breakup or a relationship of any kind, look at the things we have covered so far. Go back to my YouTube channel, listen to it over and over. Then build yourself from there. If you will admit where you are, you can help yourself through trauma that we have talked about, and you get your life back in track. If you go through this, you listen to all the things, pick up the things that it's going to be benefiting to you, get your life back in track. There is life after divorce. I think that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. Yep, that is what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. I've already gone through my time. I'm going to stop here now. So if you want to find out, there is life after divorce, there is life after separation. That is not the end of your life. So come back tomorrow. Join me on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook channel and check it out tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless you, and I love you in peace.